Hello and welcome to Dodec Builds. This is the first in a multi-part series looking at building the Warp Core from the USS Enterprise 1701-D. This is a 3D printed model available from Crazy J on MakerWorld. This and many other completed models are available to order from Etsy from the user, so you don't have to assemble this yourself. And they go by the name of Warp Speed 3D Printing on Etsy. In this video I'll give you a basic overview of printing the parts and what you'll need to complete the assembly. This is my most adventurous 3D print to date, so I expect there will be a lot of things I learn, and of course I'll be able to share those things with you. I'm printing this with a Bamboo Labs P1S FDM printer, using 3 different filaments. For the main Warp Core body I've used Overture's Space Grey. This has a sort of sheen to it, which really suits the look of the Warp Core. For the LED light separating core I've just used basic black PLA, and then for the transparent parts I've used Sunlu clear PLA. Opening the project from MakerWorld in Bamboo Studio has all of the parts laid out over 8 different plates. All of the transparent parts are in pink, all of the black parts are in black, and the main body of the core are in grey. This was my first time printing with transparent PLA and I was a little bit nervous of how it might interact with the other basic PLA, so what I ended up doing was separating the transparent parts that print along with the main core body into a separate plate. I did this by selecting the Warp Core body and pressing O in Bamboo Studio. This separates the parts into separate objects. Then you can just simply move the transparent parts to another plate. I put them over here on a plate that only had a couple of other transparent parts printing on it. This isn't a quick print, and once I'd finished printing most of the transparent parts, I was a little more confident in the behaviour of both the kind of shiny Overture PLA and the transparent PLA. So the base, which has both printing at once, I left combined. So the inset registry of NCC-1701-D is printed in clear, set into the space grey. And here they are, the completed parts. You've got here the black LED light core with separators so the distinct LEDs won't be interfering with one another. You've got the base where the light controller, the power switch and the power adapter will plug in. You've got the main reactor chamber and its supports. And finally the main feeds for the matter and antimatter chamber. In addition to the 3D printed parts you'll need some electronics and other things that finish off the actual look of the Warp Core. Crazy J links to all of the parts, however being USA based it's all kind of Amazon.com, which means it's pretty useless in the UK. I was able to find the parts on eBay and some of them I resorted to Amazon. The electronics consist of a 2 metre strip of WS2812B lights with 100 lights per metre, a 5 volt power supply, DC jack and self-locking 7mm push button, 0.82mm electrical wire, and an ESP12F Wi-Fi Internet Development Board, which is an Arduino compatible controller. You'll also need some music wire as part of the finished assembly, and a soldering iron for the electronics. And that's that. Once you've got all that, it's on to the build. I'll be starting that in the next video with the LED assembly. My aim is to put these videos out on a semi-regular basis on a Wednesday. Let's call it Warp Core Wednesday. So if you want to follow along, hit the subscribe button, and of course if you found this useful, hit like as well. I'll be creating a playlist for this series so you'll be able to watch them all once they're all done. And I'll try and keep the videos distinct, so maybe if you're struggling with a certain part of this build, if you're following along, you can just easily find what you're looking for. That said, if you're thinking about doing this build, let me know in the comments below. Is this something you've done before, or is this your first time doing something this ambitious? Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye.